far as the team goes, our biggest goals that we have set for ourselves, we haven't achieved yet. We haven't been to a Rose Bowl. We haven't won a BCS game. 11 wins in back-to-back seasons is great, and that speaks volumes to the seniors in the past, the players we've had in the past. But as far as this team, this is a brand new team. It's a brand new year. We got a brand new set of goals we have yet to accomplish.
Every day we come out here, we have opportunities. All right, I got 2 opportunities. One is to work. All right, every day we come out here, we get a chance to work and be better. Okay. The second one is love. That's the chemistry that we build as a team. It's what unites us. There's a man next to you that he'll work hard if you work hard for you. So love to work, boys. Love to work. Let's go.
You can't be complacent. I don't know any other word to really use. You know, we've won 11 games the last 2 years, but at the same time, you have to look farther down the road. You can't rely on what's just happened.
Handoff to Hill, hit in the end zone. This will be the first score of the spring game. William Golston knocks down Nick Hill in the end zone for a safety.
Unbelievable job, guys. I'm going to tell you what, 11-win season again. You understand what that means? You understand what that means? Again, it's something that hadn't been done here, hadn't been done in our time. Won the bowl game against a good football team. So I'm so happy for everybody here, so proud of everybody. And again, thanks for all that the seniors have done. You paved the way. You've shown the way. So I'm sort of speechless. Really am. Woodshed on one. Woodshed!
Jersey. I like that jersey. That looks good on you.
Hi guys. I want to first thank all of you guys for being here with me today. My support in the back, my teammates, my mother, my uncle, all you guys has been able to cover Michigan State program for the last few years that I've been here. It's been a pleasure getting to know you, all you guys over the last few years. You know, I've been thinking about this decision, you know, day and night. It's been a tough couple weeks for me. You know, for one, just being able to prepare for the game with Georgia and you know how crazy of a game it was going to be. We knew going in it was going to be an exciting and electrifying game. You know, and just knowing that at the end of the day, I will have a tough decision to make, whether or not it will be my last game or not, and and just kind of understanding that the importance of you know, making this decision and taking things slow. I decided, you know, for the benefit of myself as well as my family and my future, that I would forego my senior year and you know, enter the NFL draft and have a chance to play in the National Football League.
In talking with a number of GMs, probably 4 or 5 different GMs, it basically has sort of come to our decision, to his decision to do this. But I think Jarrell, very difficult. I didn't know if he was going to actually come out and say it there for a minute there because he was sort of dragging it out. But I think it's a very difficult thing to do for a young person. But I think he's done it with dignity and he's done it with class. My job as the head football coach here is obviously to win football games, but it's also to help players grow and help people grow, not just in the classroom, but on the field and socially.
You know, it's difficult, you know, to come up here and kind of, you know, speak about, you know, playing in your last game for MSU, You know, a lot of the memories that I've shared since I've been here with a lot of the friends and the families that I've grown to know, it's difficult to come up here and, you know, speak on it. You know, I know that I have, you know, an obligation as far as towards my family, as far as, you know, support and being there for them, you know, in these upcoming years. And, you know, a lot of the things that made my decision a lot easier to make, you know, one reason was a lot of people didn't know, but my father had a stroke before the 2010 season. And, you know, I vowed to myself and as well as my father that I would, you know, strive to do the best, you know, by him and my mother, and strive to, you know, get these guys, you know, the proper health service that they need.
In the end, at this point in time, you know, sometimes it's just about timing. And at this point in time in this young person's life, this was the time that he wanted to take the opportunity to move to his next challenge, to close this chapter of his book and to open a new one. So we wish him nothing but success. I think it's important to recognize that, you know, we've had great success the last 2 years, having won 11 games, and with great success that affords opportunities to individuals, sometimes earlier than they normally would have. And I think that as you see the result of this, what we're doing up here today is the result of a lot of people working very hard and winning football games and sort of rising to the top as a program. And it's evident that you know, you have a guy like this having an opportunity to go out. The only thing I told him is he owes us a defensive lineman, so he's got to recruit one for us.
Continuation center. He sent a copy. Of both guys.
Very excited.
That's all right.
It's like
Very excited.
Contact any questions, you ever come up, don't hesitate to give me a call. Even if you just want to talk, whatever, give me a call, okay? And I'll stay in contact with you as well. I'll be giving you a call as well.
Oh, that's fantastic. There's about 40 guys that will be freshmen here this next year, so you know, the future is extremely bright in terms of what we're doing here and everything. So congratulations again, and yeah, thanks for your trust, putting your trust in us as people. Our bowl game, our 11-win season, our Legends champion, Outback Bowl champs, you know, it all gave us momentum. And I want to again congratulate our football team, our past team, our seniors, etc. Congratulate them on what they were able to do, because I think that sets a tone for recruiting. Just like recruiting is basically going to set the tone for as you move forward. You know, tomorrow will be all about winter conditioning, and the next phase about spring practice, and recruiting will lose a little bit of its tone. It'll be more onto the 2013 class. So with that, they helped us gain momentum going into this. This sort of closes recruiting and sort of starts the next thing. We've got the Super Bowl this week with Greg Jones playing in it from our 2010 football team. Devin Thomas playing in it from the 2017. And with Ryan Hoyer playing in it from our 2018. So we're very well represented. So I want to congratulate them publicly as we move forward here. I think it's important to recognize that our players had a lot to do with this recruiting class. So I'd publicly like to thank our players for what they've been able to do in helping this class.
I mean, we're always proud of what, you know, the Spartans are doing, and I talk to Justin Kershaw all the time, and he was one of those guys that, you know, we felt like we really, I remember Coach Dantonio saying that we were just laying the foundation, and you know, to see it really build and you know, obviously culminating to a Big Ten championship was just something special, and we were all very proud.
Being in that first class, he was very hard on a lot of the older guys, a lot of seniors. So by the time we got to our senior year, we knew what was expected, and now. You know, it's to see the younger guys that, you know, I'll help recruit a little bit and take them around everything. To see them do their thing on the field just makes me so happy, and I'm so proud of them and the whole organization over there. You know, I owe them everything.
I knew right away when Dantonio came in there, I believed in him, and he has the ability
to get all the guys to understand what he's trying to accomplish, you know, and that is being humble, work hard, and everything's going to pay off. And you can see it now. It's just now the whole country can see it, and that's the same thing we saw in my first year when he was there, and it's great.
Last year, you followed the Big Ten for a long time. Talk about the job Mark Dantonio has done in the last 5 years, back-to-back 11-win seasons, winning his Big Ten team in the last 4 years.
Yeah, it's been incredible. You know, he's taken a program that Nick Saban elevated to college football royalty, so to speak, and he's taken it higher. He's gotten it to the level where it's a national title contender every year. And it's been a long time since Michigan State saw that kind of consistent top-level performance, but it's no surprise because Mark Dantonio is one of the great coaches in college football. Everyone knows that. Plus, not only does he do a great job on the field, they do a great job off the field with their kids, getting them ready for the NFL, getting them ready to be good citizens. They run a top-notch program. We know if we get a guy from Michigan State, as we have with Chris Rucker, that the minute he walks in the door, he's ready to be a professional.
I think it's one of the better jobs, and it's almost an open secret about how well he's done at Michigan State, because he's not the type of coach that spends a lot of time publicizing what he does. He goes out there and puts a number up. He's like a golfer. He posts a number, goes to the clubhouse, signs his card, and goes home. Doesn't worry about it. We're talking about, what, 4 straight years beating Michigan? We're talking about competing for the Big Ten championship year, and they played for it this year, won it the previous year, and there doesn't seem to be any let up. Now, everyone's talking about Michigan and recruiting and this and that. That's all fine and dandy. I don't think Michigan State cares about that. They care about performance on the field. That's what Mark Dantonio cares about, and I believe I said this during the Big Ten championship game. He doesn't look it, but beneath that facade, that placid demeanor, there's a riverboat gambler kicking and scratching and clawing to get out, and his team loves him for it. They love to respond to that. And the stuff he pulled off in the Big Ten championship game was just a microcosm of what he's done along the way at Michigan State. I think he's one of the most underrated coaches in the country, and anyone who's got Mark Dantonio is going to have a consistent winner. I think Michigan State's extremely happy to have him.
I mean, it doesn't take you long to be around Coach Dantonio to realize he's the right guy. He does things the right way. He doesn't color outside the lines like a lot of other coaches that we're around. And I think he was able to get the buy-in from the players. You know, they believe in his conviction, his passion, and I think he had to clean up the locker room a little bit and turn the corner, and they've done that. I mean, Michigan State's going to be a force to reckon with, and it does start with Coach Dantonio.
The order of events after the measurements and height and weight are going to be vertical jump first. We'll call the guys up. They go right from there. They get 2 shots at that. They go to the long jump. They get 2 trials at that. They'll come back in. When everybody's got the jumps in, we'll commence firing on the bench press. All right, then everything else goes outside from that point after all the guys got their bench in. It'll be 40, 40-yard dash, the short shuttle, the 3-cone drill, the 60 shuttle, all right, and then we'll go to the position work, okay?
Focused on today that you wanted to get done?
I was just focused on running routes because I felt like at the combine I did a pretty good job with all the drills I did, so I felt like I didn't need to do them again. So I was just mainly focused on routes, catching the ball, just getting catches.
You know, just seeing all the support from my teammates and coaches, man, that helps. I mean, they might not know it, but it helps a lot. You know, people cheering for you. You know, even my teammates right now, Keyshawn, Kirk, you know, everybody cheering for each other. During the season, man, it was all love. Man, our team chemistry was great. I'm gonna miss those guys to death.
When you're not at the combine, it puts more weight on pro day, and you really have to show what you're capable of on this one day. But at the end of the day, we all have film, and we've played in 14 big games this past year as seniors, and they ultimately go back to the film to evaluate. But this helps confirm what they see on film, and And I think everyone today helped themselves and showed what they're capable of.
In spring practice, I think every year that we go about this, this is our 6th season here. It's amazing how fast things go, but to me, it's sort of the second phase of what we're doing right now in terms of getting ready for 2012. Winter conditioning is finished up. We went through 12 of those and I think had great success. Guys worked extremely hard. Our goals will always be to teach fundamentals in the spring and teach situations as well. So not just do we want to get fundamentally better, but we also want to get better at handling the different situations that you have to handle in a football season.
Ready, ready, ready! Let's go! Spartan Jacks team ready! Begin! On you, Andrew! Let's go, baby! Woo! Hard work on 1-1!
Well, I think Andrew is very much like Kirk in a lot of ways. Their personalities, they're very faith-driven, very intelligent players, very hard workers, very good teammates and good leaders as well. But with that being said, you have to be your own person too.
If I suddenly become this person that I haven't been in the locker room, that I haven't been for the 3 going on 4 years now that people have known me, then it doesn't really matter how hard I try and be a leader. If I'm not the same person they've known, they're not going to respond very well to that. So I just think I have to continue to be the same guy that's been in there, interacting and being friends with guys for the past 3 years, and just continue that and carry it over.
Very fortunate to have him be as patient really as he's been throughout this process. He came here as a very highly recruited young man, and you know, from day one when he came in here, he impressed. So it wasn't the type of thing where we had to sort of sit there and say, well, hopefully he gets good enough. He's come here with an idea that you know, he can be the guy, and this is his time. And it's going to be very exciting to watch him.
Andrew, Max gonna come out and sling the rock a little bit, man. I was out throwing with him in East Lansing before I came back, and I can already tell, you know, being gone for so long and then coming back, his arm, I realized how strong his arm was. And I remember in practice, man, he just puts those out routes on the money. He's gonna be a good quarterback for us, and I can't wait to watch him play.
I don't think that offense is going to slip at all. I mean, it's going to be just like, you know, Kurt was back there at the quarterback. I mean, Maxwell, he's just, you know, good as player as Kurt. He just needs to learn a little bit more, and he's going to be good.
We've heard Coach Dantonio talk about we need to guard against complacency. With the fact that there are so many new faces, in particular on the offensive side of the football, do you think there's any chance at all that this team's going to expect to just walk out there and win football games?
I don't think so. Part of the reason is because I think everyone who's stepping into a new role, myself included, realizes I haven't really accomplished anything. I haven't done anything. You know, the receivers, they're probably thinking, you know, we haven't done a whole lot. And as far as the team goes, our biggest goals that we have set for ourselves, we haven't achieved yet. We haven't been to a Rose Bowl. We haven't won a BCS game. 11 wins in back-to-back seasons is great, and that speaks volumes to the seniors in the past, the players we've had in the past. But as far as this team, this is a brand new team. This is a brand new year. We got a brand new set of goals we have yet to accomplish.
Hey, practice number 9, practice number 4 this week. We're all a little sore, a little tired, a little banged up. But today's a day of competition. That's what we do. We compete. We're competitors, all right? Let today be the day we show ourselves just how far we've come from day 1 to now. Let today be the day we show ourselves that our goals are realistic, that Rose Bowl is right here, all right? Let's compete and let's execute today. Let's go! Ready, ready! Ready, ready! Bring it out! All-Access team ready? Ready. Begin. S-P-A-R-T-A-S. Spartans. Let's go, let's go. Great day. All about competition. Compete on one. Compete.
Okay, just recapping the scrimmage on Saturday, I thought our defense played very well, came away with some turnovers. But when you look at the film, after the film, you see little things on offense. The offense moved the ball a little bit, and then they would, you know, have a problem, whether it's a turnover or a bad snap or a penalty or that type of thing. So things we can fix. So I was impressed with some play of some of the guys, you know, obviously different people. But, you know, Andrew Maxwell sprained his knee in the scrimmage. You know, he may not be back by the end of spring ball here. We'll see how it goes early in the week next week. But with that, Connor Cook will have all the opportunities at quarterback. So you know, got to look at it as an opportunity and a positive, and build from that. But non-surgical thing with Andrew, sprained knee, so we'll move from there.
Andrew, 9 practices into spring ball, you get hurt in the first spring scrimmage. Now you're questionable for the spring game. How do you take a negative and turn it into a positive?
I think I just got to do all I can to help the team from the sideline. Obviously, it's unfortunate what happened. Obviously, I can't be out there for a little bit, but I think I just got to look for opportunities where I can help the team, whether that be giving advice to Connor, kind of helping him out during practice, after plays, after periods, getting with the offensive line, getting with the receivers, kind of communicating what I'm looking for, what Connor's looking for, what we're looking for as an offense. So just looking for those opportunities and places where I can still have an effect and still have an impact on this team when I'm not on the field.
The reality of it is, if it had to happen, you'd rather have him do it than Connor. Connor needs to work. He's the true freshman. You know, Andrew's been in the system for 3 years and is, and he'll be ready to go. And he may be able to come back, like I said, next week. But we won't push that, so we'll see.
The best way to learn is be out there and practicing, getting the reps, getting the repetitions. Practice makes perfect, and when you're out there getting all the reps, you know, that's definitely an opportunity to get better. It's pretty difficult. I mean, just going from high school to college, I mean, the terminology, everything's the play calling, what the defense is doing is just a lot more confusing. But you just got to come out and just be focused and try not to let it get to your head.
You talked about the greatest leap you made as a quarterback was during this spring, the spring of your redshirt year. Talk about what he's going through right now and how he can benefit from it.
Well, it's an awesome opportunity for him. Like you said, I feel like I grew the most as a quarterback when I was his age, when I was in my first spring, just because you come from the fall when you got the offense installed for the first time, you were around the offense, you were around the terminology and the concepts, but you never had an actual opportunity to kind of put them into motion outside of training camp. So once you're in the year, you're on the scout team, you're running other teams' offenses, you don't really have a good time to really learn ours. So now that he's in the spring and it's all our offense, and now that he gets to take the majority of the reps, it's an awesome opportunity for him to learn on the fly. And that's when your best learning gets done, I think, is when you kind of get thrown into the fire and you have no choice but to learn. Either you have to learn and adapt and grow, or you're going to fail. So I think Connor's going to do a great job. He's got a lot of talent. He's learning. He's made giant strides from where he's been, and I think he'll continue to do that.
This football team, this program has had adversity. You know, we've won games, so I think we understand, hopefully, that it's not always about ability. It's how well you work and how hard you work, and how you're able to continue putting one foot in front of the other.
I know you decided to come to Michigan State because you felt like Mark Dantonio was building something special. Coming off those back-to-back 11-win seasons and now knowing this is your opportunity to run the football team, can the summer go quickly enough for you to get to preseason camp?
I don't think it can. I think just this little taste of football in spring here is getting everybody anxious. And our program's where we want it to be. Our program's in the exact same spot that Coach Dantonio promised us and told us as we were getting recruited by him that it would be in. And just having that be the case adds a little extra excitement to it. And with myself stepping into a starting role and some other young guys getting a chance to play, that's an awesome opportunity. It's an exciting time to be a Spartan.
Max, with 8 starters back on a defense that led the Big Ten in virtually every category, how do you guys guard against complacency heading into the 2012 season?
I think it comes along with building our new identity for this year. We've had a good defense the last 2 years that I've been here, and a lot of guys back this year from last year. But the fact that we have some new guys plugging in here and there, and we want to be our own team. We are our own team. Whatever we've done in the past doesn't matter. And like I've said in other things, we haven't been to the Rose Bowl yet, so that's a goal that's still up there. And winning the Big Ten championship, that's right in front of us, we hope. So there's still goals out there that we haven't reached yet that really guard against complacency and really leave it out of the question, I think, for at least inside the program.
I think me and most of my teammates take the philosophy that the off season is the real season, and during the game season is where you showcase what you did during the real season. So each and every all 7 of those home games was just a way to showcase to our fans what we did during the summer, how hard we worked, how hard we trained, how much we bought into the concept of being an elite program, to not be complacent and to do better than what you did last year. We wanted to compete for a Big Ten championship and any other kind of championship we could get our hands on.
We just like to have guys out there just improve the knowledge of the game. We have young guys now, coming in, and we have to get guys with experience, and just have to have guys knowing what to do and to just make plays.
We don't want to think about what we did last year and think, oh, it's just going to happen again. It starts against Boise, Friday night. And it's about being a physical defense, it's about being a swarming defense, and it's about being a relentless defense. And that's, that's things that you can always work on, because you can always have one more guy to the ball. You can always have, a little more hustle, bigger hits here and there. So those are things that, there's no perfection in that, and there's really no end-all be-all to that. It's just one continuous process.
It's just really fun having a defense that knows each other, like each one of your players, and you know what they can do, their strengths and their weaknesses, so you know what you can do.
You understand? They ran the tackle dart back to the field. When they're running the Texas lined up in double, the front side guy, we call that out. The front trader, we got to get.
Make sure we're aware. Just pick at the tackle.
The front trader. So then they brought the dart.
Pick at the tackle. See if he's leaning.
Obviously, Pat Narduzzi has a very aggressive defense. I would imagine to the player, though, it's got to be a lot of fun knowing that you guys don't sit back and you prefer to attack.
Yeah, most definitely. You get a team like on their heels, and with the kind of defense we have, you just keep attacking. And when you suffocate a quarterback, the quarterback's the leader of the offense. When you suffocate a quarterback, he doesn't have anything to do, and that affects the whole offense.
The continuity of the staff really allows you to, forget about the schemes of the defense, because they're second nature when you've played here, 1 or 2 years. Usually you know what's going on, what's going on around you, so you can forget about the schemes and the this and that, and just play football, and that's how everyone got here in the first place, is playing football in high school, and then you can come and have that comfort level and that, that confidence in college. It's going to make you and your team that much better.
Murray has some time now. The pocket collapses, and so does he. William Golston knocks him down at the 20.
There will be nobody ever quitting on the Spartan team. Like, nobody will ever give up. You can see maximum effort every snap. That's what you should expect.
It tells people we're ready to go out and play again. We're contenders of that. Coming out and just being that team that people need to be one of the top teams, and telling people that we're ready to play again, and Michigan State's not taking the back seat.
I think what makes Narduzzi a really good coach, Coach Narduzzi, is his excitement, his emotion, that he brings to practice, that he brings to his game plans. I think that's what really makes him as a coach. It's not necessarily the material that's on there, but it's how he goes about, making sure we do it and coaching it, and how he carries himself into week in and week out.
All right, let's go. Well, I want to welcome our seniors to their first draft day. So it'll be an exciting day for them and everything. Our head coaches this year are two newest coaches. Brad Salem will coach the green team, Coach Salem, and Coach Samuel will coach the white team. Woo! All right. All right, you need a minute? We got a time clock on this too. Put a time clock on this stuff. We don't go too long. Clock. We should have had the clock up here. You're right.
All right, we're good to go.
Good to go.
Yep. Will Golston.
So you open up the defensive ends and take Golston.
Marcus Rush.
Marcus Rush, the white team.
Gainer.
Oh, surprise pick already.
Joel Heath.
All right.
Travis Jackson.
Jack Allen.
All right.
Treadwell.
Denikos Allen.
Tight ends. Deion Sims.
Darian Harris.
Trey Waynes, corners.
Isaiah Ziggy Lewis.
Kittredge.
Ed Big Nasty Davis.
Jeremy Langford.
Nick the Scatback Hill.
Keith Mumford.
Okay, punters. Kickers. Snappers. Nope. Nope.
Sadler. What about Shalim for Henry Conway?
No.
No thanks.
Wind up, you're ready.
There we go. All right. See you. 1, 2, 3, go!
You got it? In the stomach? In the stomach? Oh. 4, 3. We're gonna say Spartan Pride, okay?
No!
What do you want to say? What you want to say? Spartan Pride? All right. 1, 2, 3. Spartan Pride! Come on, guys.
Favorite part of today, just dealing with the kids, interacting with them. Like you said, seeing the smile on their faces. They have so much fun with it, and that allows us to have fun with it and have fun with this whole day.
It's great just to give back because we're not just about ourselves and about what we do, but about giving back to the community. That's what matters.
Good afternoon, everybody, from East Lansing, and welcome to the Auto Owners Insurance Spartan Football Spring Game. It's great to see this team get back to business and see what they can do to follow up those two 11-win seasons, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very exciting to see these guys get back to business, and with these nice November-like conditions today, we're going to get a chance to see what it's like for them to repeat another Legends Division title possibly in the 2012 season.
35. Here's the tails. Green, you've won the toss. That season.
Hey, Connor. Come on, Connor.
Sparty's a tailback.
46 stretch.
All right, Roger.
Sparty's your tailback. Sparty's your tailback. Roger, 47 stretch juice bubble.
Okay.
I think that's the final answer.
We had Sparty step in and get the handoff for the Whites as they started in their own territory. And he coughed it up on a hit from William Golston. The ball scored a loose back around a goal line. Nick Hill, the lone setback. Handoff to Hill, hit in the end zone. This will be the first score of the spring game. William Golston knocks down Nick Hill in the end zone for a safety. Steps back to the goal line. Throwing right sideline for DeAnthony Arnett. Great grab made by DeAnthony Arnett, falling down in green territory. Johnny Adams caught the long bomb, and we both had the binoculars on it. And this is not the kind of a game where you're going to get a replay. Officially, we'll tell you how it comes up at halftime. A play-by-play announcer's nightmare. Connor Cook with Hill to his left. Here's the shotgun snap. Looks, fires. Back of the end zone. Caught. Touchdown, White. Andre Sims Jr. grabs the bullet pass from Connor Cook with 7 seconds to play here in the first half. Our score at the half. The white team 7, the greens 2, and former Spartan All-America, and now a Super Bowl champ, Greg Jones of the New York Giants, standing by on the sidelines.
Well, you leave Michigan State where you led the team in tackle for 3 straight years. You got to go back to guys like Bubba Smith to find anybody that's done that before. And then you wind up with the New York Giants. You get on the field and you wind up with a Super Bowl ring. How is that?
It's amazing. It's amazing, man. I mean, to do that is just incredible because it's only a handful of guys that can say they won it in the first year, first try, you know, and I think to be in that elite group of guys is pretty amazing, and I'm really happy to be a part of that, and I just thank God.
10 at the 32 of the greens. Connor Cook hands to Nick Hill, trying to work his way outside on the left and steps out of a tackle. On his feet at the 20, the 15, the 10, the 5, into the end zone. Touchdown, Whites. What a run by Nick Hill.
DBs came down, they ran main blitz all day. Great blocking up front. 6 points, baby. White team, white squad, all day.
Left, Langford to the left of Cook in the shotgun. Cook throws over the middle, big target again. Deion Sims makes the grab on his feet at the 40. Fights his way, drags tacklers. Cook in the shotgun with Langford to his left. A spiral, perfect spiral, caught falling down inside the 5-yard line by Keith Mumphrey. Jakubak and Benton to the right, Langford to the right of Connor Cook, rolls right, throws incomplete. The white team comes back to win it 14-2 in the Auto Owners Insurance Spartan Football Spring Game here in East Lansing.
Heading to spring ball, you caution your team against complacency. It appears that the team got the message even after the back-to-back 11-win seasons. This team appears hungry and they realize there are bigger goals ahead.
When you look at it right now, you have to continue to climb higher, I think. And that's the message, whether you're the head coach here or whether you're an assistant coach or a guy who's a redshirt freshman or a senior. You know, we need to continue to try and improve on what we've done.
After the completion of the 15 practices, are you pleased with the progress the team made this spring?
Yeah, I think we are. You know, we had certain issues we had to address. We need to continue to address those in the off season and then in August camp as well. We did have some guys get nicked up and injured, but you know, I think that we got what we wanted to get done. And we came out of it pretty healthy. We've lost nobody for the season. We've got a lot of reps for our young guys. And as I said to our football team, got a lot of young players that we recruited on defense that were redshirt freshmen this year. So we should be pretty good as we move forward. But got to continue to play every game, and it's about matchups, and you can't be complacent. I don't know any other word to really use. You know, we've won 11 games the last 2 years, but at the same time, you have to look farther down the road. You can't rely on what's just happened.
9 practices into the spring, quarterback Andrew Maxwell gets sidelined with a sprained knee. That becomes an opportunity, though, for Connor Cook. Talk about, 1, the progress you saw through the early part of the spring with Andrew Maxwell, but 2, the benefit that Connor had taking the majority of the snaps those last 5 practices and through the entire spring game.
Well, you know, this is Andrew's 3rd spring. He's completely vested in this program. He's knows everything from top to bottom, really, in terms of functionality and everything. So the one thing that he has not had is game experience when the game has been on the line. And he's going to get that in the fall. On the flip side of that, you know, Connor Cook benefited, I think, from the reps, especially in the spring game and different things. You know, his reps were really increased double. So he grew a lot, I thought, the last 6 practices of spring. And you saw some good things. Consistency is the main thing. He's got a great arm. He's poised. He's calm in the huddle. You need to continue to work the experience factor in, and, you know, that's going to come.
You've said numerous times how much you like the team chemistry, and obviously that's a key ingredient to having a successful football team. But equally important is that leadership, and you lost guys like Kirk Cousins and Trenton Robinson. Throughout the spring, did you see guys beginning to emerge as leaders?
Well, I think this takes time. You know, you see it. You know, certainly Andrew Maxwell and Max Buller are 2 guys that I can point to. I think Fuamala Fanote has done a nice job with that, and players love him and everything. He's an extremely hard worker. But we're still young. You know, we're going to have juniors step up and be really be our leaders as well. You know, we really only have 10 seniors who play a lot. So it's relatively a young football team. But when I asked again yesterday how many players were team captains on their high school teams, probably 85% of our players raise their hands or stand up. So usually when a group of leaders come together like that, inevitably somebody's going to take control and they're going to start to follow. And you're going to see that happen, I think, this summer, most importantly, when they're a little bit more on their own and they have to gravitate towards one person. We have a very small window of time. College players have a very small window of time to be successful. Some of our guys are seniors, some juniors, so that window is closing on them. So, you know, May, in particular, probably June and July is an opportunity for our leadership to, you know, to sort of take hold of our football team. So our guys have to get people, you know, out there doing the different things, and it has to be on their own. But we have enough players who've been there and done that have a good idea of what we're doing schematically, and they need to put that into place and, you know, have it pretty organized setup for us. Last year, the last couple of years, we've been very organized. It's a result of what Cousins and Maxwell had done. So now it will be just Maxwell and Connor Cook, and you know, our safeties, and Max Bulla at the linebacker position. So so they've got a lot of things going. They've got to go to school. They've got jobs. Some of them. They've got workouts, demanding workouts with Ken Manning, and then you know, they've got to do some things on their own as well. Expectations, as you can imagine, are higher now. With that comes more responsibility, but I think our players are more confident as well. So, you know, I think what you can expect is a football team that's going to play hard, hopefully. That will always be our trademark, and play tough. And you know, we're in a competitive situation, so you never know what's going to happen. So I take nothing for granted, and nor do I ever make a prediction on how many games we're going to win or where we're going to be. You know, we'll play them one at a time. That's the way we've always done it here. And but there's no football team that we cannot beat. And obviously, there's a lot of football teams that can win against us as well. But we should be in every football game. And you know, we should be able to play to our strengths, which I think are numbers up front on both sides of the ball. And you know, usually, if you win up front, you've got a great chance of winning the football game.